If you are a crypto founder like me, you've probably realized how rough of a market this has been. Prices of everything are down, liquidity has dried up, sales cycles are longer, and people aren't willing to spend like they were previously. And what this has probably done is it has caused a lot of strain on your business. You're sitting here concerned, unsure of what to do with the current market situation. And you're worried that if this keeps going for long enough, then it could potentially mark the end of your business. And here's the thing, I feel your pain. Being a founder in this market is hard. And what I wanted to do in today's video is to share with you what are the 5 things that I've been doing to proactively adjust to this market and even position myself in a way where I actually come out of it stronger on the other side. And by the way, if this is the first time we meet, I'm Leon Aboud. I'm the founder and CEO at Unfungible. And what we do is we help crypto businesses turn their ideas into stories that people actually listen to. And over the last 4 years of Unfungible being around, we've generated close to $4 million in revenue. And just today, for example, I was having a conversation with the founder of one of the projects that we work with. They are a very successful DeFi protocol. They've raised millions and millions of dollars. And just on the call today, the founder was sharing with me how difficult it has been for him to stay focused, stay motivated during this market. You know, out of every meta out there, out of every industry, I think the DeFi space is one of the fastest one that sees liquidity get injected in it or removed from it. So for him being a founder in that niche, he definitely felt it. He definitely felt it. And what I shared with him is actually the first thing that I wanted to share with you. I told him, listen, man, the things we have control over as entrepreneurs are very few. We don't have control over the market. We don't have control over investors. We don't have control over what is the meta or what is the trend. There are so few things that we as founders have control over. But there's one thing and one thing only that we have control over. How you show up as a founder is one of the very few things that you actually have control over. And this ought to be the one thing that you remind yourself every single day to always show up at your best, no matter what the market situation is. Because here's the thing, if you are a founder and if you have team members and if you have a community, if you are worried and afraid, they are even more. So every emotion that you come in with is going to be magnified for them. If you show up to team meetings concerned, anxious, angry, people are going to catch on to this and they're going to feel worried. They're going to take this worry and they're going to go back to their families with it. They're going to become worried themselves. They might even start looking for other jobs. They might not be able to focus in their day-to-day. During times of war, there are 2 types of CEOs, and this is actually something that I learned from Alex Hermosi's team when I went to visit them at acquisition.com this April. They said that there are 2 types of CEOs. There are good time CEOs and then there are bad time CEOs. The good bad time CEOs are confident, they're strategic, they're surgical with how they speak, how they do things, and how they act. And this right here is the intention that I invite you to take next time you are speaking with your team. You are the leader of your team. And through your actions, words, and behavior, you will either concern your team even more, or you will give them confidence where they will feel like, you know what, this might be a difficult time, but I know that thanks to this leader right here, we are going to make it across this turbulent time. This is the confidence that you should believe about yourself, but also communicate to your team and even to your community. I have been making it a point to myself every single morning to remind myself to show up at my best. During good times, you will be forgiven to show up slow, sloppy, maybe tired. The market is working in your favor. But during bad times, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time where you have to show up to the best of your ability. You have to lead by example. And through your behavior should instill confidence in your team and every stakeholder that is part of your project, whether being the investors, the community, the team members, everyone involved that touches your project. So that's the first thing. Today, my intention to you and my invitation to you is to start showing up like a strong, confident, charismatic, wartime leader. The second thing that I've been doing to adjust to this current market, and this is actually something that I went full ham last week, was actually doubling down on what is working and completely cutting everything that is not working in the business. Right now is the time to laser in on what is working and to remove all the expensive, unproductive experiments that are happening in your business. I have a guarantee to you right now. If you open up your business and you look at all the different departments and all the different product lines and all the different things that your team is doing, you're probably gonna notice that there are a few things that drive most of the growth and revenue. And then there are all these other things. They could be experiments, they could be initiatives, they could be habits or rituals that your team has been doing that hasn't been driving positive return on investment or has been too much of a headache compared to the other product lines. I'll give you an example. In our product suite at Unfungible, there is one feature that over the last 2.5 months has been causing more operational drag than any other feature that we have in the business. There's been that one feature that the team has been needing to meet every single week for troubleshoot, client feedbacks, this is working, this is not working, we need to continuously. It was a feature that needed a lot of work and the payout wasn't there. It wasn't our unicorn feature. People weren't working with Unfungible because of that one thing. It was okay, but it wasn't the best thing that we had. So I looked at this and I was like, guys, we're cutting. Like we're cutting this whole feature, we're actually cutting it. And sadly, this actually meant also removing the team members that are associated with delivering that one feature. And this is an example of a difficult decision that has to be made in business during these times. So look at your business right now and try to identify what are things that I need to cut? What are the things that are taking maybe too much work from my team and aren't driving clear return on investment? Think of these as maybe marketing initiatives, products, features within your business that are a big headache or they're costly to deliver on or they're costly to have. Think of those as just rituals that your team has. Maybe your team has a certain ritual where they meet every Monday for 5 hours to do a certain thing. And maybe they don't need the full 5 hour and it's costing you a lot of team resources just to have this thing. Now's the time to cut and remove all the things that aren't working. And then what we're gonna do with this is the next thing, which is improving CRO, which stands for conversion rate optimization. So far we spoke about showing up like a leader. Number 2, cutting all the losers, cut the loss centers, remove that. Number 3, CRO, conversion rate optimization. So here's the thing, if you're in business, there's probably something that works in your company. Instead of focusing all your time, energy, and resources on all the things that don't work, we're gonna slash all of these, and instead we're gonna take all our time, attention, and energy and put it on this thing that works. And then we're gonna take all our time and energy and attention and over optimize it. I'll give you an example of what conversion rate optimization looks like. My brother runs a fitness brand. He himself is a very large fitness content creator. And he has this website where he sells his proprietary products. And his conversion rate has historically been about 1.8% on the website. So I remember one day he told me, he was like, bro, I'm reworking the website. I was like, bro, why are you reworking the website? It's working. He's like, no, bro, I think I can do better. I was like, bro, I don't think this is where your time and energy and attention should go. He was like, no, like just let me cook, bro. So he went, and then 60 days after, he comes back. He's like, bro, the new website is ready. I spent $20,000 on redesigning the whole thing. It is optimized to the T. I was like, bro, you spent 2 months and 20K on just a new variation of your website. Let's see. I kid you not, 30 days after, he sends me a screenshot of the last 30 days with the new website and the previous 30 days with the old website. The conversion rate of the old website was at 1.8. The new website was converting at 3.6%. So his conversion rate on the website almost doubled overnight without changing the product, without changing his marketing, without changing his ads. The only thing he changed was his landing page and his product. When he showed me this, I was like, good game, bro. You proved me wrong and I'm very happy that you did. So he overnight doubled his conversion rate without changing anything about what he sells and how he sells it. So this right here is what I want you to think about when it comes to your product. Based on what you have right here, what can you do more with the current ingredients that you have on the table? How can you improve the conversion rate of the content that you're posting on X, for example? How can you improve the conversion rate on your website? Is your header clear? Are you using copywriting best practices? Do you have a very clear call to action? Is your website clunky? Is it slow? Is it maybe taking 7 seconds to load so people are just bouncing? 50% of people are not even waiting for the website to load. Where in your funnel do you have leaky buckets? Because these are going to be the simplest thing to plug to improve our conversion rate so that without changing anything, we're gonna make more from our business. This is what we are currently doing right now at Unfungible. It's like, okay, how do we continuously dial in on this offer? How do I improve my marketing? How do I improve my content? How do I improve my email automations that happen before people hop on a call with us and after they hop on a call? And then what about all the old leads that we had? How do we reactivate them? So this right here is the biggest low-hanging fruit that you have right now in your business. Improving the conversion rate of your business. And this brings us to step number 4, which is to go hard on marketing, especially on organic content. Here's the thing that no one's gonna tell you. Every founder right now is scared. Every influencer is scared. Everyone is playing on defense. And what do people do when they go on defense? They protect themselves. They go back. They become quieter. They become more concerned about their business for obvious reasons. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the opportunity for you to seize this as an opportunity to take over market share. Because here's the thing, if the founders are concerned, the community is as concerned. People are holding their bags down. People's net worth have plummeted over the last couple of weeks. People are holding their bags. They're concerned. They don't know, should they exit? Should they not? Do I cut my losses? Are we coming back? Are we not? When people are in crisis, they need a strong leader to rally around. And this could be you. And this doesn't mean going out and starting to bull post just because you think people are going to want to hear this. But it does mean showing up and speaking to people, being out there on the timeline, sharing what are your thoughts on the market? What are you doing about the market? What do you think? What is your circle of friends, acquaintances, and smart people in your network? What are they saying? Showing up with confidence. Even showing up and showing that you're not concerned, because you're not. You're confident about your position. You are certain that no matter what happens, you are going to be okay. And the timeline needs that energy. It needs that type of founder. That's what I would invite you to do. When everyone is retreating and is doom posting, I want you to be on the other side. I want you to be the light of the industry, the face of confidence, the face of resilience, the face of perseverance in your niche. This is a huge opportunity that you have in front of you. So please make sure to seize it. Use this as an opportunity to reach out and connect with other founders in your niche. Send them a message. Be like, hey man, just wanted to check in on you. I know it's hard out there. Let me know if I can help in any way. This is an opportunity to fortify your market share, to take market share, connect with people. Don't play on defense. When everyone is scared and playing on defense, you go on offense. And this right here brings me to the 5th thing that I've been doing and I recommend you do as well, which is changing the angle of your marketing. There's a story that I once heard from Dean Graziosi. He's a very big Web2 business and marketing guy. And for him, he made the majority of his wealth during the 2008 real estate crash. And the way he was able to do this was by simply shifting his messaging. So back then, all the real estate guys and the real estate companies, the messaging that they had was good time messaging. It was build your generational wealth with real estate, make your first million with real estate, become a first-time real estate owner. They were selling to people's desire to go to a good place. But here's the thing, during a crisis, people's psychology changes from going to the good place to now running away from the negative. People are trying to run away from, oh shit, I might go bankrupt. Oh man, how am I gonna pay my mortgage at the end of the month? What am I gonna have? My kids, I'm gonna have to change schools for them. During bad times, people are worried about this. They're not worried about the good things and becoming and buying your dream home and buying your dream car. So all of a sudden, Dean Graziosi shifted his marketing message to service that type of persona that was worried about their mortgage. They were worried about refinancing their home. They were worried about how to survive this downturn. They were worried about just protecting their net worth. And by doing this, he managed to make the bulk of his money. And this is what I would recommend. If you work in crypto, if you run a business in crypto, you are in the financial services space. You are most likely helping people make money in some form of way. That is what the crypto industry does. You help move money or you help people make money. And the very same psychology that applied in the example of the real estate applies in crypto. People are fearful now. They're not thinking about finding the next runner. They're not thinking about finding the next meme coin, next billion-dollar meme coin. What they're worried about is protecting themselves. They're worried about safeguarding their net worth. And I would invite you to shift your marketing a little bit to start speaking to that psychology of people. Don't try to sell the good time and sell the prevention of the bad time, because generally this is what people are buying right now. People aren't buying the good stuff. They're buying the escape from the bad things. So look at your business right now and ask yourself, how can I shift my marketing a little bit 10 degrees to the right, where all of a sudden I'm speaking to that more protective part of people's lives than the greedy part. And with this small change, you're all of a sudden gonna have the ability to convert better. The people who would have been like, okay, like, yeah, this is a cool tool, I'll come back later, or this is cool, like, I'll come back in the future. All of a sudden, a higher percentage will be like, you know what, actually, let me try this out right now. That is the game right now, ladies and gentlemen. Small incremental percentage improvements that will yield big results and will help us survive this. Because here's the thing, and this is the sad reality of the market. This is an extinction event. Whether we go down from here or go back up, God knows. But this is an extinction event. And if you manage to survive it, you're not only gonna come out the same or stronger, you're gonna come out with more market share. Because logically, if players are gonna go bankrupt, it means there's gonna be less players for the same industry that you are in. So you have an opportunity to come out of this stronger, more resilient, with a stronger team and a better product. And that is what I want you to come out of this with. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of uncertainty out there. There's a lot of things that could happen or may happen or could maybe not happen. But how do we focus on the controllables? And these are the 5 controllables. Showing up like a real leader. Cutting down all the loss centers in our business. Improving the conversion rate optimization of our business. Going hard on marketing now more than ever. And then finally, modifying our marketing messaging for bad times, not just good times.